Dungeons & Dragons has been around for decades now, and as much as it has grown into a worldwide sensation, what about the dark past that comes with it? Let's find out. For a while, Dungeons & Dragons was said to be a game that corrupted the minds of the youth and led to demonic possession. Back in the early 80s, young adults and high schoolers would go to their local game store, buy a box set of this really cool new game, all based around storytelling and imagination. They would meet up, order pizza, sit together, and play an epic tale of adventure. A couple cases started to appear where some of these young people playing Dungeons & Dragons had disappeared or were found harmed. Parents of these kids had concluded that Dungeons & Dragons was the cause of their child's fate. But was the game really the cause? One parent in particular started a group called Bothered About Dungeons & Dragons, or BAD, after her son had tragically passed away from suicide. Much like the argument against video games, there was a strong link in mental illness, depression, and even some drug addiction in most of the cases presented as arguments against D&D. Then there were the religious groups that argued the topics of magic and witchcraft in the game would lead young minds to corruption and ultimately lead them to performing demonic rituals, resulting in possession. Another argument made was that the youth would have a hard time distinguishing between reality and fantasy, and may take this role-playing game too far. One of the most widely known depictions of D&D as an evil game comes from the movie Mazes and Monsters, where Tom Hanks plays a youth who is slowly corrupted by the game, ultimately leading to his psychotic break and being unable to differentiate reality from fiction. This movie is loosely based on one of the tragic disappearances mentioned earlier. There was even a claim that if your character died in D&D, then you as the player were more likely to commit suicide. These claims have been proven to be highly unlikely. Highly. In the decades since this moral panic struck amongst concerned parents and family, vast amounts of research has been done on the effects of games on the human brain. Though there are mentions of demons and devils in the game, and though there are the 9 rings of hell as a plane of existence in the world, there is no actual occult practices in D&D. The demons in these stories differ very much from Christian beliefs, and the witchcraft in the game has little to no basis in reality. At the end of the day, it's a bunch of people sitting at a table, making up a story, doing some improv acting, and getting disgustingly rich in gold. It's a game. Nowadays, when someone brings up the topic of Dungeons & Dragons, the most negative stigma around the game is that it's too nerdy. Hey, you're missing out. Hopefully this helps dispel any theories about the game and gets you closer to stepping into your very own adventure. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe, feed your Displacer Beasts, and we'll see you next time, adventurers.